Hello, everyone. My name is Seth, and today I want to talk about the premieres of The Penguin and Agatha All Along. I feel like it's not very often when we get two highly anticipated shows, at least highly anticipated by me, I'm sure by plenty of others, but two highly anticipated shows, not only in the same week, but back to back. I was very much so looking forward to both of these shows, and I will say I'm thoroughly entertained by both of these. This will be a little bit of a different video. This isn't really going to be like an actual full review of each episode of both of these shows. I just kind of wanted to talk about these two since this is kind of the biggest thing I got to watch this weekend, and I was surprised and impressed by both. But before we go any farther, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. We are on the road to 300 subscribers, so if you have not subscribed, if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. It would absolutely make my day. If you like me, if you like the videos, go ahead and share them with a friend, share them with whoever. It would definitely help the channel grow. So first, I want to start off with The Penguin. It had some pretty big success. Max has come out and said that The Penguin has the biggest viewership in the first 4 days of a new show, and it had 5.3 million viewers within those first 4 days of it releasing. I think The Penguin's success is attributed to two things. One, people really love the Batman and they want more from this world and this universe that they've created. I'm definitely one of those. I think they're taking probably too long to get to the Batman Part 2. Now, of course, I want them to take their time and not rush out just kind of a half-hearted sequel. But I think by the time it comes out, it'll be, 4.5 years since the first one? And I think they could have gotten the ball rolling on that a little bit sooner. But I think the second reason why this has had such big success so far is that this episode is really, really good. I mean, you can even just take out the fact that it's a comic book show, and this just absolutely works as a crime drama. But the way they're able to take this story and take this crime drama and fit it in the world of the Batman is just so well done. At the very beginning, you can tell, yep, we're still in the same world, just the colors, the tone, the cinematography, just everything is just reminiscent of the Batman, and that's exactly what you would want. And honestly, I would say the Batman isn't required viewing for this show, at least so far. Now, I don't know why you wouldn't watch the Batman before watching this show, but if you haven't seen the Batman, first of all, see the Batman, it's really good. But second of all, you really don't need to in order to get what's going on. They do such a great job, even within the first minute, of basically setting up the world and setting up kind of what just happened and making sure we have a basis of where the universe is, where Gotham City is. I was somebody who, when they first announced this show, I was like, I don't know. We don't really need a Penguin show. I loved him in the little bit of time he was in the movie, but do I really want to see a whole show? I don't know. But the more I've seen from this, the trailers, the tone, just hearing different interviews, things like that, I got more and more excited. I got more on board just with the idea as a whole. And after watching this first episode, now this is not saying anything about what I think the show is going to be going forward, but just with this one episode, this might be one of the best just episodes of comic book TV we've ever gotten. The creators behind this show, they just trust that you can get it. They're not trying to over-explain everything. They're trusting you as an audience to just watch and understand, pick up things here and there, and just kind of make your own connections. I really appreciate that. This is a story, I think, that will bring a lot of depth to not only one of the Batman's villains, which I'm sure we'll see more of in the movies going forward, but this will also give a lot more context and character to just Gotham as a whole And this can only just improve your enjoyment of both the Batman and then any sequels going forward. There's been a lot of people so far who've just kind of said like, hey, it's just The Sopranos in Gotham. And you know what? They're right. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I love how they've kind of set up what you think might could happen in the season going forward just in this one episode. I'm sure there's going to be twists and turns that we're not going to see coming, but just the setup that they've done in this first episode makes me really excited to see where they go going forward the rest of the season. There's just so many little details that they have in this show so far, and it just helps elevate this just to an absolute another level. One thing I'm impressed with is the scale. Doesn't seem smaller or cheaper like you might would expect, transitioning from the big screen to the small screen. Through all of the performances and just the cinematography, the lighting, everything, it's just really seamless, and it still has this kind of larger than life feel and absolutely feels at home, and you have the same kind of scale, honestly, that you had in the Batman. I know we got a while to go, but I would say you might can go ahead and start engraving the Emmy trophy with Colin Farrell's name on it, because he is so good in this. Just the complete transformation, not just with the prosthetics, but just with his overall performance is incredibly impressive. He's able to bring a lot of different layers to this character and not just make him just this one note villain. There's a monologue he has toward the beginning of the episode, and I was just glued to the screen. Even with all the prosthetics that Colin Farrell's wearing, it absolutely does not detract from his performance at all. Somehow he's able to make his performance come through all of that. I think that's just a testament both to him as a performer and just the hair and makeup crew to make this prosthetic work for him. I will also say Kristen Milotti already has impressed me. She has shown like a couple of different sides to this character already, and I'm so excited to get to see more from her character. I love this as a starting point for Penguin, and I'm so incredibly excited to see where they go from here. This will definitely be like, can't miss day one. I got to be there and watch the next episode. Next, I want to talk a little bit about Agatha All Along. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say, hey, this is one of the best episodes of comic book TV ever. It's not that good, at least to me, but I'm very impressed with what they were able to do here. As far as I know, I think that this is actually the first show that Marvel has done that has actually had a showrunner, and it feels that way so far. It's unfortunate that some of the Disney Plus shows have just kind of felt, rudderless, just floating along, kind of doing whatever characters are doing, just whatever the script says they have to do. But so far in this, everything works so well, and I guess it's just really refreshing after coming off of something like The Acolyte. You're not jerked back and forth because of conflicting tones or conflicting character decisions. All of the characters so far in this are making decisions, and the things that happen so far in this show, in these first two episodes, are not happening just because the script says so. The characters make a decision, and then therefore this happens, and because of this happening, then this happens. I know that kind of sounds basic, but sometimes the Disney Plus shows have struggled with that here and there. But all of this felt very cohesive, and I really like the tone it has so far. It really kind of has this like air of mystery like we got with WandaVision. It has some humor thrown in there, and there's room for speculation already. I think this show has a chance to kind of explore something that we haven't really explored so far in Marvel, and I think that's very exciting. And of course, it does make sense that there is some comparisons to WandaVision because Jack Schaefer, who is the showrunner here, was also one of the lead creative forces behind WandaVision. I love the combination of characters here. I think they all mesh very well. They have very interesting dynamics together. And like I've said before, I'm really interested to see where they go from here. But you can't talk about Agatha All Along without talking about Kathryn Hahn. She is incredible in everything she's in, and this is absolutely no different. Her performance in WandaVision and now in this is also kind of starting to shape the character outside of the television space and give the character kind of a different vibe, give the character more definition, even in the comics now. And this show is really kind of exploring some uncharted territory with these characters and with this environment. And so narrative-wise, I'm very excited to see where that goes. But bringing it back to Kathryn Hahn, this all works so well because of her. She's really funny when she needs to be funny. She's intimidating when she needs to be intimidating. Just her kind of like over-the-top behavior as Agatha, just knowing that she's this powerful witch who, at this point, doesn't really have access to her powers. That's just a really fun dynamic, and Kathryn Hahn absolutely kills it. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but there is a song in the first couple of episodes, and when I heard that before I watched it, I was like, I don't know how this will fit. That sounds like a very weird choice, but after watching it in context, it works really well, and honestly, that song is very catchy. But I'm very excited to see where they go with Agatha all along. We'll see. I think this is a very good start, but a lot of the Marvel and Star Wars Disney Plus shows have had very good starts. Like, I think Moon Knight had an incredible start. The last episode or so was quite a bit shaky. So we'll see if they can kind of break that formula a little bit. But that's it. Those are my thoughts on the premieres of The Penguin and of Agatha All Along. Have you seen The Penguin or Agatha All Along? Let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of them. I would love to have a conversation with you about it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video, hit subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. You can follow me on social media pretty much anywhere at CinemaSeth, and I'll see you next time.